Next question is, I've seen some providers recommend special shampoos to combat hair loss. Do I need this? Okay, so this sparks the question about why potentially you could get hair loss on weight loss medication. Now, we've seen quite a lot of this come out of sort of the Ozempic craze. So obviously Ozempic is the name for one of the injection pens that contains semaglutide, the same drug as Wegovy. Ozempic is licensed for diabetes. Wegovy is licensed for weight loss. So we hear about Ozempic because Ozempic came to the market first and was used by people in an unlicensed way or an off-label way for weight loss. So now what we know is obviously these medications are really effective. They work really well to help patients lose weight. We see great weight loss results both in our own patients, but also when we look at the medical studies and clinical trials, you know, to some degree almost matching with some forms of bariatric surgery. So really good weight loss results. And sometimes when you're losing weight, especially if you lose weight quite rapidly, so talking sort of more than a kilo a week, it actually puts your body into a little bit of a stress response. You know, if we sort of think, you know, in a very basic way about the sort of caveman fight or flight, if you're starting to lose your bodily stores of fat, i.e. your energy stores, your cope through, you know, the cold winter stores, then it can sometimes put your body into a bit of a stress response. And that can have an effect on hair. And that's what we've seen with Ozempic, why people have ended up losing hair or having hair loss, is because that stress puts your hair follicles and your hair goes through different cycles in itself. And what rapid weight loss or stress in the body is pushes that hair towards the shedding phase quite quickly, so therefore lots of head shares at once as opposed to sort of at different times, which is why you can sort of get times that you're losing hair. So obviously that's not great, but it's not the medication as such stopping the hair. So as long as, you know, weight loss is maintained well, your hair will grow back, and it's not a permanent loss of hair. But also we're seeing people maybe not eating a varied and balanced enough diet, maybe missing some of the key vitamins and minerals that are really important for hair, things like your seleniums, your zincs, your magnesium that are important for hair as well. So again, it's important to have that diet. So there are specialized shampoos out there that can help with hair loss. Now, these sometimes work in a different way, because actually the way the medication can cause hair loss is through this stress response. It's not a case of the hair follicles have been subject to some sort of change which has resulted in the hair falling out. So quite a lot of the shampoos can be caffeine based, or they can have certain types. Some hair loss can come from a metabolite of testosterone, actually, which even in women can have an effect on hair follicles, and they can help to prevent that. So not not always do these shampoos necessarily have an effect or treat the cause of why you may be losing hair with weight loss medication. Usually it just comes back on its own as things start to settle down on your weight loss journey. That being said, using a caffeine based shampoo, there's some really good evidence about how that helps support hair growth, fullness and thickness of your hair. So it won't cause you any issue to use a sort of a caffeine style based shampoo, but you certainly wouldn't need that to reach out to some of the more expensive or medicated shampoos for this reason, unless you have another reason for the hair loss. So I would definitely take a moment before I purchase one, just to make sure that I was buying the right type of one for the reason that you'll find that you're losing hair. If it's something that predated you starting the weight loss medication, if it's something you've noticed maybe as a part of aging or changing, that you're having hair loss, can be associated in hormonal changes in women, then there's obviously you might look in it down one avenue. Whereas if it's just been a response to the stress of the weight loss, then really by your weight loss settling down, the hair should grow back. But again, something like a caffeine based style one will be absolutely fine to help support the growth, but also add in a good multivitamin to your to your diet, alongside trying to eat a diet that's really rich in all your different vitamins and minerals, alongside maintaining that calorie deficit that you are doing to help you lose weight.